doing another scene with Marilyn Monroe.
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I recently watched this new Marilyn Monroe biopic / not really a biopic movie called Blonde. Let's get right into it. To summarize the plot of the movie, it's very loosely based off Marilyn Monroe's entire life. Right from her childhood with her mother to her drug overdose, and that's about it. She is the star of the show, the sole star. There are characters and notable actors playing these characters, but they aren't given any sort of importance in the film. They just come and go, and maybe that was a deliberate decision to signify that people enter her life, victimize her, and she's offered to somebody else to be violated, physically or professionally. This whole movie is based on how Marilyn was brutalized and exploited by various people in her life. Right from her mother trying to drown her in the tub as a child to her first audition where she was sexually assaulted. She was then exploited by the movie industry, being a notable star but still not paid her worth. She was then married to various men in her life that never really understood the Norma Jean side of her. They were just enamored with the Marilyn Monroe facade that she put on for the world. The film makes a distinction between Norma Jean and Marilyn Monroe. They show that Norma Jean did not want to be Marilyn Monroe, and she always tried to keep the Marilyn Monroe persona as far away as possible, wanting people to see the Norma Jean in Marilyn Monroe. But people never did. They were not interested in Norma Jean. They did not care what Norma Jean's aspirations and desires were. They only cared about what Marilyn Monroe had to offer them. And what Marilyn Monroe was an amalgamation of what every person in her life wanted. She just embodied that into Marilyn's personality, and that is how she became the star and the darling of the industry and the people in her life.
Be sure to go alone to your hotel suite tonight. Someone special will be waiting for you there.
What Norma Jean wanted was her father. She yearned for him, and she tried to search him in every man she was with. She called them daddy, literally. What she wanted is some man to replace the love that her father did not give her, as he wasn't in her life and never knew who he was. She wanted to be taken care of, cared and loved, but she didn't receive that from the men she was with. Rather, she was used and abused. Norma Jean also wanted to have a child. She was pregnant multiple times throughout her lifetime, but circumstances did not let her bear a child. Whether it was an abortion or a miscarriage, that dream was just not achievable for her, and that traumatized her. So this is what the movie tells us. I don't know whether this was based off real life, because the movie isn't based off of her life. It's based off a novel of her life. My thoughts on the movie are a little mixed. I don't really know what the movie wanted me to take away. What was this movie telling me? That Marilyn Monroe wanted to know who her father was? That she wanted children? Then she did a very bad job of it. She tried to search her father in other men who took advantage of her, and the movie frames Marilyn as a perpetual victim, which I didn't quite agree with. The movie tells us that Marilyn never had a choice in her life, or was never able to make a choice in her life, and that life made choices for her, and the consequences were just thrust upon her. And that seems a bit disingenuous. She is the sole star of the film. She is the only focus, but she has no power in the movie. She is a passive character, and that is very ironic. I understand the point of view that the director wanted me to see, the helpless damsel in distress that never was able to find love and peace. But considering the runtime, which is close to 3 hours, seeing the same set of events replaying over and over again was just exhausting to watch. If the movie had focused on different facets of Marilyn's life, one where she's a bitch and a badass, one where she's polite and a genuine person, and one where she's exploited and abused, that would have created a nice roller coaster of a movie, and I think I would have enjoyed that better. You can still end up at the same ending, but it would have been a fun way to get to that destination. The one thing I did like, and I don't think anybody will disagree with me on this, was how the film was shot. It was phenomenal. The cinematography was out of this world. The way emotions and perspective was portrayed throughout the film was just awe-inspiring. It does the part I like, which is show, not tell. Expressions are shown, interest is shown, intent is shown, and you can't be distracted because you will miss the facial cues and expressions. I think this is the only reason I ended up watching the whole movie. Ana De Armas did a fantastic job with the character. Her acting was exceptional, as were the rest of the cast. So props to the cast. Everyone played their part well. To summarize, I liked watching the film for the cinematography and the acting, but that was it. There was nothing else about Marilyn's life that I found intriguing enough to take away after watching the film. And with that said, I will see you all in another video. Bye.